Welcome to the Time is Right podcast. Time is Ripe is a digital journal podcast of Ripe Creatives. Ripe Creatives is a ministry that leverages the arts for the purpose of missions here in Philadelphia and around our region. Time is Ripe is hosted by Ripe Creatives founder Scott Smith and features various guests from within the Ripe community and our extended family. Each episode focuses on a specific experience that our team hosted here in the city or an outside event where someone from our team was booked to perform. We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Y'all might have lost your way, but I'm still out here living my purpose. Know that I'm the best to do it when I'm living the service. Once you see life,
what's up, fam? Welcome back to the Time is Right podcast. My name is Scott Smith, and I'm your host here on the Time is Right. Today is going to be a lot of fun. We are going back in time to August 10th, 2025. It was a Sunday afternoon. I know for me, I was coming off of a family vacation, making my way downtown back to the city to be a part of an event called DTL, aka Dare to Listen Poetry. It was an amazing day. We're going to tell you all about it. To do that successfully, I got a couple of guests in the room. Number one is a returner. He is a Ripe poet. He is a part of the Two Lines Philly crew. He happened to be in the room on this particular date of August 10th, 2025, but he's been to this DTL Dare to Listen event many times before. That would be Mr. AVG Gabriel Angrand. What's goody?
You took that from me. What's up, y'all? How you doing?
What's goody is you?
Absolutely.
Dang, I
don't know anybody else who says that.
I feel like I say what's goody.
Really?
Maybe I did receive that from AVG.
Mm-hmm.
AVG, welcome back to the pod. It's always great to have your voice on here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite episodes earlier in the season, we did the Two Lines anniversary show.
Yeah.
Had a great time breaking that thing down. So,
yeah.
Welcome back, AVG. The other guest on today's episode is not a returner. It is her first time. We're excited for the first timers. Clap it up for the first timers. She's here because she runs the whole DTL Dare to Listen shenanigan. Trish, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Blessed to be here.
That's awesome. Trish and I don't go back super far, but I think we've known of each other for longer than we've actually known each other.
Right. We've crossed paths a few times.
Yeah, quite a few times. But I feel like the Oracles shenanigan was kind of more where we got to actually spend time together back in March. And it's been kind of a fun friendship ever since.
Absolutely.
Super excited to have you on the pod. Trish, I said the detail thing, but can you introduce yourself to the audience? That's something we have all of our first time guests do.
Oh gosh, I have so many credentials here. So first and foremost, I'll definitely express and explain what DTL stands for, because people here dare to listen. We are the voices that speak for people that don't have the courage to speak up for themselves. That's why it's always encouraging for people to listen, because a lot of times people listen to respond and don't actually listen. So I dare you to actually listen. And poets, we speak from the heart. So in our pure, naked vulnerability. So that's where DTL came from. I am the curator, the owner, the accountant, the videographer, photographer, 6 self-published book author, and Olivia Pope of all trades, basically. There's so many hats that I wear with DTL, and I just run the whole entire engine, and, I have a beautiful team backing me, so it's pretty dope for 3 years now.
That's what's up. I don't know why I feel like DTL is older than that. You guys have made an impression quickly, I think, in the city. Like, I feel like I've been, maybe from the very beginning of DTL, people have been talking about DTL, because I feel like I've heard about it for a while. So Absolutely. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
I mean, part of what you shared with like feeling like DTL has made an impression really, really quickly. We'll probably get into this, but I think it has to do with like how much quality you put into like the first few shows, right? Like really made a strong impression from the gate. So just wanted to shout you out for that too.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Sometimes when you're behind the computer, you don't really see what other people see. And we'll get into that, of course. But yeah, when I was told, oh, I found you on Google. And I was like, I'm on Google? It's like, you can search me? It's like, oh, that's how much I'm posting. It's just, and started from scratch.
SEO.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Look at you, Trish. How did you get connected to Ripe Folks for the first time?
It's funny because I had no idea that the poetry community even existed, at the large scale that it did. I came from the film community, so I've been in film area for about 15 to 17 years. And then came into poetry, because poetry I've been writing since I was 8, but didn't know that there was an entire community. So, at some point people just started gravitating. And I started to just continue to see familiar faces, and then word of mouth just keeps going and keeps going. And, each show there were so many more different people showing up, and half the time I didn't even know where they came from. And people just knew. I had actually no intentions of doing a platform at all, to be honest. And it flowed.
This is fun to learn these types of things, because I did not realize it was that organic of a thing. Yeah. And again, the fact that it's only been 3 years that you've been doing stuff and seeing the success you have, shout out to you. I have only been to a couple of DTLs. This one that we're going to talk about fully on August 10th. I think I was at one more before that. Just because schedules, rhythm, family, commitment stuff. Right. But I've wanted to go for a long time because I've heard about it. But AVG, you've actually been to a few events over the years. What's been your, before we get to the August 10th show, just your perspective on DTL?
Yeah, so I was reflecting this morning. The first show I ever went to was actually next to a gas station I used to go to when I was in
it was right off, I think 46 and Walnut Street.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of, again, putting a whole bunch of quality into the first few shows, I don't know, that show, how many had happened before that. But just to give y'all a sense, there were a bunch of vendors. There was food, there was art, there was, a number of other products. In the main area, there was tables, people sat on there. You had the mic, you had the stool if you needed it, videography, a couple different angles. And I'm like, this is quality. Yeah. So in terms of the talent, I think every poet that you put up on stage, they had, how can I say, they were just strong, right? As the poetry community is set up, you have people who are a little bit more inspirational, political, talking about some of the trauma that happens in society, and then others kind of more entertainment poets. But you kind of had everybody all up in between in that show. So, yeah. And I think the other two shows that I went to, I went specifically to support Misspoken Poet, but at that show I'd gotten connected to Scoop the Prophet, I think out of New York, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he might be from Jersey.
Okay.
He might be from Jersey. Okay, yeah, it was his first time being on DTL stage.
Yeah. But all that to say, everybody that you have chosen to feature have been quality poets. So shout out to you for that.
I definitely, one thing, especially being a newcomer into a new community, I'm a big researcher. Anytime a poet was recommended to me, or I would start to see it on my algorithm, I would tap in, I will go to your page, I will listen to your work. Sure. And if I can't find your work on Instagram, I'm going to go to TikTok, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to look and see if I can find you, because how else am I going to be able to present you with the opportunity? And so far, what I've been told, I haven't missed yet when it comes to the way the lineup is. I don't like to put too many heavy hitters on one slot. And you got to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. It's like a mixtape,
For sure.
So
there you go.
Yeah, I did want to say, the show that I probably commend you the most for was when you did the curator showcase.
You were there?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I was so nervous about that one. Yeah. Because it had never been done before.
Excellent. That's all I got to say.
I did a curator show because in my mind I was like, and believe it or not, it brainstormed at another event, at another DTL event.
Yeah.
And I was there, and my team sees me like dead center in the room before the show starts, and my mind just went blank, and they were like, Trish, what's going on? I was like, my light bulb just went off, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, "Has anybody done a curator show?" And they were like, "What?" I was like, "Curators, several curators from different states, one from each state, because at the end of the day, they're poets. We as curators, and Scott, you know this. We've had this conversation. Like we're curators, and we're so on the business side, but people forget that we're artists. We had to start somewhere, and now we're providing opportunities for other artists.
That's good.
But don't forget that our words matter too. So I reached out to poets. Lou is from VIP, J Rose from Rose Garden Events, Orville from Pure Poetry Live, and then we had Will from oh my gosh, Open Heart. Yeah. God bless Will, because I met him before it even began. Sure. And I had all these amazing artists, and I had Fly Ride from Connecticut. Yes. So all these different curators from various states, and shout out to every last one of them. But especially like Lou the most. He was like, I pulled him out of retirement, and
he retires every year,
and it
comes back to do one thing.
It was beautiful to see all of that, and just how comfortable everybody was. It was a very different experience than just seeing random poems. There were no open mics. It was literally just straight curators.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that's a great concept, and certainly needed. I think one of the things that I've always done is I've never performed on my own shows, just because of the way that we do things and trying to maximize time to get other people on. But that's partially why I come to like Two Lines. Yeah. Because for me, Two Lines is like a space to perform. Other things like DTL, Voices in Power, features and things like that for sure as well. But I think Two Lines has become kind of like a place that I feel super comfortable performing. But it's not practical for like AVG, Greg, Jake, to all perform every Two Lines, because they're the curators, they're the team. Like they'd be half the show every single month if they just always did their own thing. So for a lot of times, like we make that sacrifice to lay down our gifts to give other people time on a microphone, and that's just a part of like sewing into the community. But it's really cool that you did something specifically to highlight that and highlight those folks and say thank you by providing a platform for them. So shout out to you, Kingdom Culture. Go ahead. Generosity. I love it.
For sure.
One random thing from my end, and this may not be super intentional, and it may just be the reality that like you're picking great people, and some of those great people happen to share a common denominator. But one thing I've noticed, Trish, is that a lot of folks that have featured at DTL are either poets who are Christians or Christian poets. And I put both of them in the same camp of being believers. But some people are more like, everything I write is from a faith perspective and it's going to point back to my faith. Some people, they write whatever they write, but they are off stage people who believe following Jesus is the most important part of their life. And I've noticed like a lot of folks on the DTL stage come from that perspective. And it might not be intentional, but I'm curious if you noticed the same thing. Or
it's funny that you mentioned that, because I hadn't noticed. And not in a weird way. Like I hadn't noticed because I interact with them on a regular basis, like we're at shows, and I kind of just have a knack for gravitating to people with good hearts. And especially when I listen to their pieces, I know it's not coming from a place of, oh, I just want to write poetry because this is where it's at. No, they actually write from the heart. They pour from their souls. So to me, it's just like, especially as a person working in film, I was always behind the scenes. So I'm a huge critic when it comes to, actors that I have that are friends in the film community. And I'm like, what was that, dude? Like, I'm the person watching you. I'm the person listening to you. You have to pull me in as a character that you're portraying. It's no different when it comes to poets. I have to feel what it is that you feel when you put it on that paper. Because other than that, where's the meaning? Where's the story? what message are you giving me?
That's good.
I want to feel what it is. I want to feel as if I was standing there when you sat at that desk or on your bed or in your car when you wrote it on that piece of paper or on that phone. Yeah. I want to be literally in your shoes, embodied in it. Yeah. And that's just how I gravitate to people. And I'm like, you, and you. And that's how it goes.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I wonder if there's something to it, like that just we, shout out to No Big Deal, Christian rapper dude, right? He said, like, there's a renaissance and the Christians got it. And I think we've been seeing that on the poetry side.
For sure.
In a real way over the last, probably 10 years or so, maybe even more so in the last 3 to 5, where there's been so many more super talented Christian poets stepping into the scene. It's kind of fun, like, as people of faith, that like part of our poetry is to go share our faith with others and make an impact on people's lives and share ideas and be like a plumb line up against the culture a little bit,
right?
Push back on some things, offer perspective that's different than the common narrative in poetry spaces. But I just feel like there's been an uptick.
Right.
Like we didn't have a Jayla Powers misspoken poet 5 years ago, writing the way that she does, being a light in the way that she is, Smiles, other poets around the region. Yeah. And I just, it's fun, like, to think that those people are now naturally gravitating to a DTL, or you're naturally gravitating to them because their penmanship and their performance is up to standard, or even better in some ways. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The fact that it wasn't even intentional is just a byproduct of, this is a great poet, great person.
Absolutely.
I feel what they're saying.
Yeah.
We should get them on DTL.
Yeah.
That hasn't been even an intentional decision. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, and I've even had, I even had like a poet ask me one time, how do I become a feature on DTL? Like, what do I need to do? And my response to her was, I have to know that you want it. I used to say this to people in the film community. You have to be starving. I don't want you to ever feel like you're full at capacity. That's like, I have to see that you're constantly hungry for more, constantly wanting to do more. And the more that you put into it, the more, you never know who's standing in that room. You never know who's looking at you, who's watching, who's listening. And when the attention is there and you see the growth from where they started to how they progress and how serious they take it, that's how you know, like, that person's ready to be a feature. I don't think there's a right answer just because, that person's a popular poet or they're heavy hitters. Like, no, I have to see that you really want it. So there's most of the time that DTL gives opportunities to people that feel less than, that feel like they're not big enough to be on the bigger stages. I've had a lot of poets tell me that was their first feature. Like, I'm little mama bear, apparently. So, because I'm tiny. I'm 5 feet. So every time it's like, really? Like, it's the first time I've been on a feature stage. And I'm like, wow, that says a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, what you just shared, the way, as you were sharing, like the phrase that came up is like on mission. To kind of capture how can I say, like the intentionality, the fervor, the drive that you're kind of speaking about, right? And to kind of connect with what Scott said, looking at it from another side, I'm loving to see poets who, have been to church, from young, deciding that the church is not the only space that I can share my work. Like, I can go out into an open mic. I can be, I don't know, at all these different events, and I can, like, be authentically myself here too. I think right now what we're seeing is like a bridging of a gap between like the church space and like the non-church space. And it's beautiful to see so many like Christian poets deciding, again, right? Like, I can be out here and be a Christian too. Like, it doesn't have to only be at church.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Two people who have done that maybe better than anybody else. were the features on August 10th. Right? Red Line from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Arguably a top 5 poet in the country.
For sure.
Happens to love Jesus a whole lot. Is a pastor at a church.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Leake, who, in terms of influence in poetry, is 1A.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's Rudy Francisco, whatever. The fact that, like, you want to split hairs over that, fine.
Yeah.
But the guy who goes on and wins America's Got Talent, puts spoken word on the map. I probably owe Brandon thousands of dollars in bookings because I can't tell you how many places have said, yo, you know that guy on the TV that did that thing? Yeah, you do that too, right? We want that, you know? It's like, we can't afford Brandon, but we can get you.
Oh, okay. So what you mean is like Brandon kind of opened doors
Yeah,
for others.
yeah.
Okay.
Like brought spoken
I
word
thought you
to
actually
the
owed him
forefront.
money.
No, I don't think so. I hope
Let's go back in our checkbook real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, let me go make
Go
sure.
back.
No, I'm saying it theoretically, like,
Yeah.
you know, I think all of us owe Brandon some thank yous because of the
Absolutely.
ways that he put spoken word on the map
Absolutely.
to a different degree than it was before.
Yes.
Yeah.
And spoken word's been amazing. We know that. It's been around a really, really long time, and it's always been amazing. But in the sense of the general public looking
Yeah.
for poets,
Yeah.
trying to tap into poetry,
Yeah.
you know, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a big deal to the people who didn't care about poetry at all,
Right.
now at least knowing it existed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So those two guys both love Jesus a whole lot.
For sure.
Walk out their faith. It's a big part of who they are. It's a big part of how they write. It's a big part of what their motivation is for why they step into spaces. And they were the features
Absolutely.
for August 10th. Was this like a big deal? I mean, that's kind of crazy to pull both of them on the same line. Normally, you want to split them up.
So, well, first and foremost, shout out to the both of them. I'm going to start with Brandon. I'm going to be honest. And I say this, I love this story so much. I didn't know who Brandon was. I didn't. Brandon randomly sent me a DTL DM. He introduced himself, sent me his YouTube video for America's Got Talent. This is when he did his tour. Was it about a year or two ago? He did his main tour. He was going to different cities and different states to perform. And he pitched his idea. You know, he was losing his way of poetry. And I love that he was a person that really sat back for a minute and said, wait a minute, I'm losing. And it's the number one rule when it comes to me and my team specifically. I tell my team, if ever you see me where I'm too knee deep in business and I forget and lose my way as an artist or as a poet, pull me back. That is number one rule. And when Brandon reached out to me, he said, you know, he was losing his way, the authenticity of it, you know, what fuels me, because he's doing so many corporate events. And I said, yeah, when we get in that business mode, we tend to lose our way sometimes. And when he found me, I almost ignored the message. I'm going to be honest, because I was like, who's this person? Is this spam? Is this a bot? Like, what's going on? And Jovan was like, you might want to answer that. And I was like, okay. And then he asked to schedule a Zoom meeting with me and my team. And I said, okay, I'll do the Zoom meeting. And he introduced himself, and I was like, and he pitches me everything. And of course, I felt like I can't afford this man. Like, what is going on here? And I was like, I don't have a big Facebook check to write you, dude. Like, I don't. He's like, it's okay. And I said, how did you find me? He was the first one to find me on Google. He said, you came up number 2. I was like, number 2? Under VIP. And I was like, in a short period of time. That's how much I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, okay. And then he came. I met him at VIP the night before. We booked back to back. Lou had him the night before.
On Saturday.
And I
World
had him
Cafe
Sunday.
Live,
Yep. And I met him. I was like, let me go because I want to meet my feature. You know, this is a big deal. He's coming all the way from Cali. It's like, let me go. And then they forced me to perform on stage, of course.
I think I remember that because I was there that night.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there to see Brando.
That was the first time they booked World Cafe in that setting. And then he came to DTL, and instead of performing poems, he did his one man's play, at least a portion of it. And I was super grateful, just to be able to meet him. He's a very, very amazing, beautiful soul. He's so kind-hearted, so loving. And he's just become a dear friend of mine since then. We're going to move on to Charles. Shout out to Charles. He's literally, yes, Red Lion Charles. I call him Charles because he's become my big brother. Well, little brother because I'm older.
Yeah.
He reached out to me when he got booked for Oracles. And he said, hey, Trish, I want to meet you in person. So it was like in reverse. And I was like, okay. I had already did a podcast interview with him on DTL's podcast.
Gotcha.
And this was around the time the poetry community was like kind of in a plummeting, like emotional state. Yeah. And my platform were silent for so long until Charles got on the podcast. And we let it rip. It was like, okay. And we'll probably do it a round 2 because sometimes it's necessary. But Charles then said, hey, I want you to come to Oracles. You're my guest. Come on. I want to meet you. And it was funny because when I saw you there, it was like, it was intermission when I walked in because I was waiting for my babysitter for my daughter. Yeah. And I get there and I could feel, first of all, I love the church. Yeah. And all of my life I've lived in Philadelphia, never knew that church was there. And I was like, this is beautiful. Yeah. Like, it felt so welcoming. Yeah. And then I walked in and all of a sudden, all the poets gravitated to me and I was like, please don't make a scene. I was just like, hey, Trish. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I'm just a spectator. I'm not here. Yeah. I can't be incognito, apparently. And it was beautiful. And honestly, like even you, Scott, when I was there, your prayer at one point, I teared up. I was crying. I was like, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. And even when Charles, like his piece, I asked him to send to me, like if he had already performed it, because after listening to it live, it was something that wasn't for me. It was something for somebody that I knew. But I was there to receive it. Yes. So I said, I need you to send it to me because I have to send it. And even when Scott was praying at one point, I recorded it. I voice recorded it and I sent it to that same person. Wow. And I was like, yeah, I need to be here. It was such an emotional day. Yeah. And I was just like, whew, all right. I feel like I went to church today.
It was.
It was church.
It was a beautiful event. You did an amazing job, Scott.
Yeah, all glory to God. I was going through it, but God showed up. Thank you for that. Yeah, all that to say, Brandon and Red Lion, 2 of the GOATs. You have this background with them. You put them on the same lineup for August 10th. And Red was the feature at Oracles, as you just mentioned. Brandon will be the feature on the 2026 version of Oracles. So if you're somehow listening to this episode after that, you missed it. But April 18th, 2026 is the date of Oracles 2. And we'd love to see you there, to see Brandon again in person. If you haven't seen him before for the first time, you will not regret it. He is world class. But having both of them there, I was supposed to be on vacation for August 10th. Made the decision, I'm going to come back a little early to make sure that I'm at this show. Had no intention of performing, but then you open a submission thing to be on the lineup with them. And I was like, you know what? For Red, I'll do it. And so I submitted. Praise be to God. I was selected to be one of the performers on the day. And again, whether this is intentional or not, the lineup that day
my gosh,
was a lot of faith-focused, faith background poetry. Not exclusively by any stretch,
for sure,
but a lot of it.
Facts.
And so we can talk about that aspect, but even just the event itself.
Right.
Can you run us through the lineup for the day? Obviously, Red Lion and Brandon is the back end. They're the features, which we'll get to that. But do you remember the actual
I remember
squad?
Yes. So this lineup, and this was the first time we opened up the doors for submission, because usually the open mic, for those listening that don't know the process as far as open mic sign up, I used to do sign up at the door, but because we're in Philadelphia, there's so many poets here, they'll fill up the the lineup. So I said, you know what, I want to open it broader than what it is. And I said, no, it's a advanced sign-up only, because that gives people from various states to be able to come, because DTL's name was flourishing. So that happened. When Brandon came for his tour about a year or two ago, I selected poets to open up for Brandon as an opportunity for them to meet Brandon and just be on that same lineup with him. Yeah. Even though it was for him. Sure. So I wanted to do something a little similar, but just kind of, now that we know more people, I was like, oh, I gotta do this a little different. So open submission. And I gave it about a good maybe 2 months for submissions. It was so hard. Believe it or not, a lot of the submission pieces weren't Christian based. They weren't. So that performance that day was mind blowing from all of them. Had no idea. No idea. They sent me pieces they had already done. Wow. And not many of them were Christian based at all. Or just in faith, it was just like, whoa.
That's so interesting.
Clutching my pearls.
Clutching my pearls.
That's so interesting. Because there was 10 people, I think.
Yes.
And, and I don't want to delineate this person is and this person isn't. But I'm just saying, it had to be 70% of the content before Red Lion and Brandon.
Absolutely.
Was bowling down the lane of spirituality, of Jesus, of testimonial, repentance, calling out sin, even creating clarity around I was like, yo, this John, felt like an oracle's a little bit, I was like, this is interesting. I never expected DTL to be this, based upon previous experiences or, things that I'd seen. And it was interesting as a participant in the day.
For sure.
Right.
I'm usually one of the few that's rocking out Team Jesus on the poetry event space. I mean, not anymore because everybody's showing up. Praise God. But there was a long time where it was like, I was kind of the only one, or I was one of two, or I was one of three in a room of 15, 20 poets on the lineup. And at this, it was like, they who are with us are greater than who is with them. It was interesting to witness.
And I think with this lineup, and it was so beautiful to see. We had people from so many places. We had Houston, we had Cali, we had New York, we had the DMV area. We had so many from all over. And I think for me, even to that point, I noticed a lot of people may kind of shy away from Christians a little bit. Sometimes they might feel like you're a little too biblical, you're a little too spiritual. And it's no offense. It's just some people aren't in tune with that, with their inner spirituality. It's just I understand. But poets, especially now in this era, have found a way to pretty much be able to relate to how people process.
That's it.
And still incorporate their faith.
That's it.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's there it is. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing just to be able to be a vessel to other people. So that lineup in itself that day, I think I was pushed into prayer 3 times before the show started. Brandon, and then as a group, and then of course by myself. And I was like, whew, this is church today. I love it.
That's good.
And I just feel and I do it on Sundays for a reason. I want everybody to release whatever it is. The week is long. Release what you have to, so you can start over tomorrow. Wow. And that was the purpose. Because somebody said to me, "You sure you want to do a Sunday?" I was like, "Yep, yep. It's the Lord's Day. I'm gonna go." And having Brandon and Red Lion at the same time, it wasn't until maybe a few weeks before the event that I was notified that the last time they were on the stage together was America's Got Talent. When Red opened up for Brandon.
Oh, snap.
Had no idea that Red even opened up for him. And I was like, whoa. And that was one of the years he won. And I was like, wow. Okay, yeah, this was meant to happen, to have both of you share the stage again. And we're all good friends. So it was just a beautiful sight to see. And just having them on there and the way that they fed off of each other. Oh, you had to be there.
Yeah, we got to get to that.
Yeah.
Let's spend a little bit of time on these other artists, though. I just want to, you have the list?
I do, actually. But if you want to go by order, we have Inspire the Muse.
Yeah.
Inspire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Inspire. Shout out to Inspire. I've seen her grow like tremendously. She's a very big supporter. She doubts herself a little bit, and I always encourage her, like, yo, your poetry is amazing.
Yeah.
You pour into people.
Yeah.
You know, believe it or not, don't ever doubt yourself. And she's starting to get out of it a lot more. But she was automatically put on the lineup because we had to cancel our June event. So I allowed the poets on that June event the opportunity to be a part of that submission without having to submit.
For sure.
Just to kind of pivot a little bit. She is definitely knee deep within her faith. I have personal conversations with her, and she's always put God first. So where she, you know, her upbringing, where she's come from, and all the things that she deals with, she makes sure that she walks completely fully in her faith and trust in God.
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And then it goes into Lady K,
Yeah.
who they have
Those
apparently...
two to start. is something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They ended up doing similar pieces and had no idea that they
That
had
was the craziest
similar...
thing ever, yeah.
similar, you know, situations that they were undergoing. And both pieces were phenomenal in just telling their side of the story. It pretty much has to deal with not being able to have children. And Lady K had approached me before the show and said, I have a piece and I think I'm okay to do it. You know, it's just going to be very vulnerable. I said, well, let it out. You know, safe space.
Dare to listen.
Dare to listen. And, you know, even when I first, you know, opened up with my piece, it gave her the courage to like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And shout out to the both of them, just having that courage itself, and as women, you know, and as I'm a mother myself, and I went through trials and tribulations and losses of children prior to my own. So for the women that can't or have a problem with and being able to voice that openly, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So it was a beautiful thing, just being able to embrace and fully like just accept what they're going through and share it with the world is a very, very courageous thing to do. Yeah. So shout out to the both of them. And I believe that's when you came in, Scott.
Yeah, I think it was after I was third.
You were definitely third. And first of all, the first piece that you did, I looked at everyone in the audience and said, if you can't catch these references of all these vehicles that he is naming and all these brands, I love cars. So I was like, oh, all right, I got that one. But that last piece that you did, sir, I just can't wait till I go back and listen to it even some more, because that, there was a lot of truth in that.
Yes.
There's a lot of truth in that piece, and a lot of people needed to hear it.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
it was beautifully written.
As Red would say, he gave us candy first and then gave us what we needed to hear.
Yeah, it was an interesting set to design. So like how I landed where I landed was I knew I wanted to do the second piece because that piece has been like part of my heartbeat over the last 6 months or so. Yeah. And I've done it once at 2 lines. I did it once at 2 lines off the phone, and then I did it once at 2 lines memorized. Yeah. And then I was going to do it actually at VIP, but I ended up giving my slot up to Sonny because he came in town. Yeah. From Virginia, and he'd driven like 6 hours to be there. So I was like, let me just throw this his way. Yeah. So I kind of had this like, I thought I was going to perform this in another space at some point, get a chance to do it there. And my thinking was, okay, I was just going to do one piece only kind of thing. You're like, nah, it's 10 minutes. I was like, let me do cars. But then I was like, man, I want to do something new though, like brand new. But I can't with the timing if I want to do that second piece, because it's like 6.5. It's like 6, 5.5, 6. And I was like, you know what? Let me write a part 2 to cars. And that was kind of what, because then I got to do everything I wanted. I get to do the wordplay stuff that I'm strong in and people like know me for, quote unquote. I get to do something new as a piggyback off of that, and then still do ultimately the message I wanted to share. And I think it worked. Yeah. It did. It did. Definitely.
Scott was looking like, am I good on time? I was like, just go ahead, because we knew that like I could chime it on my camera, and I knew the audience was constantly like, constantly at him, and I was just like, he's good.
I was getting a little audience
A little buzz.
Buzz, like, run it back.
that was taking my time because I was
Yeah.
thinking about that 10 minutes. I was like, I want to honor. It's my first time ever performing at DTL. I want to like be prudent to be a good guest.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about that like in hospitality isn't just about being a good host. It's about being a good guest.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's part of like kingdom values is being hospitable. So I did not want to go over time, but when they were like, I was like, dang, like this poem
Y'all
might
not
take a
hearing
little
him.
longer. I was like, here I am again. So yeah, it was fun. I love going after Lady K in particular. I'm such a fan. Of her work, the vulnerability, the poetry, just even, who she is as a person. So it was fun to go after her. I felt like that was a setup in a great way.
Yeah.
And, I guess for people who are like, what the heck? The second poem is basically a call out of erotica poetry, but just in general poetry that, I feel is not super beneficial to our culture. So why I got inspired to write it was because of a situation that happened in the poetry community where some things went down, and a lot of people's responses to that. And I kind of was looking at it like, guys, this is inevitable because our entire culture is centered around celebrating
Right.
sexual violence, right? So the fact that like these are the poems that we snap and clap. Like I actually forgot my favorite lines in that whole poem during my performance. I skipped my favorite lines in that whole thing.
Wow.
But it's basically, are we not snapping and clapping to pieces that leave us in pieces and lead us to the death of our own souls?
Sheesh.
Are we not perpetuating the same cycles in society we say we want to be made whole? Are we not praising poison? Nah, we're just platforming performance. Right? So I didn't even get to, I missed those lines.
Listen to the whole piece again, right?
I missed the entire part of the poem, but that's the crux of it. Those 4 bars is, I think we're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
And I think what we celebrate as a community is going to create these kinds of outcomes that we say we don't want, but we're literally perpetuating them by putting this type of poetry at the forefront consistently. Now, some people are going to disagree with me about that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I felt very much like this is a kingdom value I want to put forward.
Yeah.
Same thing with like my poem about my wife Darlene and our relationship, like putting forth commitment, monogamy,
Right.
like ride or die, to become one flesh kind of philosophy. Even if people don't vibe with that, that's not their lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're at least confronted with something different.
Right.
And so that poem is not, the one I did at DTL is not something I would normally write.
Right.
It's the only poem I've ever wrote that's like that in your face.
Yeah.
That's like, God. I mean, I definitely write poems where the gospel's in your face and Jesus is in your face.
Right.
But that one's it's a little bit of a...
It's like you stepped out of your comfort zone there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's Red. It's Red's fault.
Oh man.
It is actually. I mean, Mello's fault too, because Mello and I were processing. He was like, "That sounds like a poem," and I started writing the poem.
Yeah.
And then Red, the style of it being a little bit more verses, battling.
Yeah.
That's Red.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to get me to come to Bars Fest in Houston.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. And then I was like, but I'm going to write something. And so I kind of wrote it in that battle-y mindset. Which is rare for me, but it was good. It was good to write it. I didn't want to be the one to say it and perform it, but when you have it, it's in your arsenal. I felt like it was worth sharing. I'm excited to see the video of it too, because it's never been recorded. That poem's never seen the interwebs for sure. So,
I mean, as a sort of callback to a previous moment, I think what we're seeing is like poets who are Christians or Christian poets. The audience is receiving them because I think the two things that we're doing right now is like clarity and hope, right? And engaging the common experience. And so Scott, like, common experience. Let me put some clarity into that. and it's too hard for the audience not to resonate.
Right.
You know? So I think it was right in line for you to share that.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be a room that would almost vibe with it.
Yes.
Which was interesting.
Yep.
I expected it to be a little bit more confrontational or controversial, maybe even, of a poem to do. But because of who else was on the lineup, because of who was in the room to support that lineup, it was more of a, yeah, we all agree, kind of vibe. And then there were some people that did come up to me, which we can get to with the impact, but that really were, their mindset was changed in that room about it, or at least a wrestle began.
Yeah.
Where I've never thought of it that way.
A different POV.
Yeah. It was like, I've never thought of it that way. And even people who've like, I've been out of the poetry community because of how uncomfortable I've been with this thing that you're talking about.
Wow.
And then to hear you speak up, kind of pushing back against that.
Yes.
You have no idea how helpful this was for me. I was like, amen. So praise God for that. But after me, let's get out of
You've got Indigo. Indigo Speaks. Oh my gosh. It's a beautiful MC from New York. She actually moved and she lives in King of Prussia. But
go ahead, KOP.
She's phenomenal. She actually, DTL used to do a People's Choice competition throughout the beginning of the year. It was supposed to go through the rest of the year. Indigo was the first winner of the People's Choice competition. Okay. And People's Choice was where the audience, kind of not a poetry slam, but the audience were the voters of who determined who won on that stage from the open mics. Oh, cool. And she's just been flourishing since she stepped in the scene.
Shout out to Indigo Speaks.
So right after Indigo was Servant.
Oh wow, Yahweh embrace Yahweh's perspective.
Yeah.
I had never,
Lloyd.
you know what's right, and I know him as Lloyd. I didn't meet him as Servant. I met him as introduced specifically through Smiles.
For sure.
This is my significant other. I was like, oh, hi. At VIP one time with, shout out to Amanda Shea who performed at VIP. Yeah. But, when I seen his submission, and I'm asking myself, like, who is Servant? Who is this person? Who is this person? And then when they showed up together, I was like, oh, it makes sense now. Yeah. And, I was so blessed to have him there, because when I seen his piece he submitted from Charm City, I was like, oh, this guy's good. He's good. And he just, he had expressed it was his first time performing, and he was at Charm City. Yeah. And he was just like, he just went with it, and I was like, look at you walking in your faith. Yeah. That's it.
Confidence.
Yeah, that confidence.
Yeah, he definitely got confidence.
Reeled in.
I was cracking up before he performed. Mo introduced him as Servant. Did you catch that?
I didn't.
I laughed so hard. I was like, because that happens when you're on stage, you're hosting, whatever. You read a word real quick. But it just made me laugh, because I was like, that actually kind of works.
Yeah.
Like servant, but savant, like servant.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of a dope
interesting
play there.
Yeah.
So that's how my brain works. I hear words and I get excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lloyd is amazing. Very intense.
Yeah.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
He did a thing in Open Heart Poetry that was, I think, one of the more brilliant things I've seen done, where he did like a feature set through skits. I was just like, oh man, this is.
I missed
so
that.
When he got there, I was like, yo, you doing them skits? He was like, nah, that's a separate thing. But he did a great job.
Yeah.
Lloyd always brings a punch,
for sure.
To any room that he's in.
For sure.
I think in ways he views himself through like a prophetic kind of lens of being a voice to the people on behalf of God's truth, God's wisdom, God's heart. Yeah. And the hip hop poem that he has, like where he's kind of talking about like using people's lyrics and artist names to talk about what's wrong with some of the music industry and how that affects the soul and the ways that impacts your actions. And I was like, man, this is a great poem. Yeah. The world needs to hear this poem.
His it's a beautiful pain poem as well. Is a very
It's a beautiful pain.
Yeah. It's a beautiful piece about like how we I think I don't know how many poets have done the like pain to purpose line, but that poem really embodies that. You know?
It's like a repeater.
For sure.
Comes back to.
For sure.
It's really good. Shout out to Lloyd. Who's after Lloyd?
After Lloyd was Tiff. Tisha Ray.
Hey.
I love Tiff. Shout out to Tiff. She is the
sweets.
Sweet Bakes Couture Bakery on 4th and Girard in Philadelphia. Shout out to her. She's progressed so much. She's also the curator to Poetry and Pastries.
Yep.
And she's going to kill me for this because I can't remember the other one.
There's another show?
She has two. So there's Poetry and Pastries. She started doing features.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that she does, cupcakes and poetry cupcakes.
Gotcha.
So, shout out to her. I've listened to her work. And to be honest, we're actually family, which is funny. We didn't find out until like late last year.
Whoa.
We didn't realize like her niece is related to my daughter.
Okay.
So we're literally family. It's wow. Small world.
Yeah.
I met Tiff back at VIP, and shout out to her. She her sweets always sell out, man. Every DTL show she's booked. She's booked that. She's sold out.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was trying to wait to get mine until after I performed. By the time I did, they were all gone. I was like, "Come on, Tim!
Wow.
You're whole." I
But
didn't
you
want to
came
get
to the bakery
earlier.
after, though.
I did.
He did come to the bakery. He ended up getting it. It never makes it out the door. Never. Shout out to Tiff. Her piece is phenomenal, and her piece was literally a personal experience of her releasing tension, getting an actual massage, and it was just like, it was a lot of tension and stress that she was undergoing at some point, and it sprouts into a poem, just releasing what negative energy is not supposed to belong there, what's not supposed to be embedded in you. So shout out to her. I love her work. She's definitely expanding and a part of the Philly Slam team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so...
you guys are on the same team.
Yeah. So for, the audience... this year, Philly hasn't really been in like the national slam space as a team for a while. And so this past year, actually, 2 teams went out. One of them, Philly Reincarnated, and the other, No Filter. Myself, Nick Austin, Aisha with an A, Indigo Speaks, and 36 Chambers of Poetry, along with Tiff. We were all part of that team.
Go ahead.
Shout out to you guys.
Look at Philly Poetry.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Tiff. So after Tiff, we had our intermission quick, briefly, and then we went right into Jessica. Jessica D.
Yes.
I had no idea that she was such a big deal in the DMV area. She had a lot of supporters there.
She brought 50 people out.
I know. So I love people that bring
her.
out supporters, especially family and friends. Like, promote yourselves as poets. This is one of the biggest challenges in the poetry community. Yeah. But she definitely brought out a crowd. And I'm glad
she really did.
She did her piece that she submitted, actually. It was the coffee one, which is hilarious because Mo has a coffee poem.
Yeah.
So I was just like, he's got to hear this. This is definitely from a different perspective because I've heard both. Shout out to her. She did phenomenal for it being her first time on DTL. A lot of this lineup, there was a first time on DTL.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Jess.
Shout out to Jess.
And she brought a crew.
Oh yeah, she did.
I was like, I think she might have was maybe going a little long or something, like by a couple minutes.
Just a little bit.
And I looked at you, Trish. I was like, she can go 30 minutes. She brought everybody in this room. I said, she the whole audience.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I don't even know if anybody he's here for Redline and Brandon. They're all here for Jess.
Yeah.
I was like, let her go.
Definitely shout out to Jess. Yeah. Then we had a drop in the open mic lineup. Sir Dom was supposed to be a part of Sir Dominic Jordan. Shout out to him. He couldn't make it that day, but coincidentally, Lady Sarcasm, shout out to her.
She wasn't on the flyer, but she
happened to come in. She's a very, very good friend of mine. Actually, her and E were the first people to put me on a podcast interview, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Art
of Conversation.
Art of Conversation. I'm on their Patreon.
And they're really, really good friends of mine. They, especially being older in the game, like they definitely keep me in the loop of so many things. And she just so happened, was like, did somebody drop on the lineup? I was like, wow. It's a divine timing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, you mind? I said, go for it.
For sure.
It helps the numbers. So yeah, go for it. So was able
She
to.
did great.
She did amazing.
She never doesn't do great.
Yo, she is so.
She's so dope.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, she gives me Queen Latifah hip hop flow. Like hip hop is poetry is hip hop,
Yeah,
you know. And I love that it's still that authentic rhythm of that back in the day feels like, yes, keep me alive.
And the messaging.
Yes.
She's never gonna waste.
Not
some
at all.
Cute, you know.
Very
Cute
intentional.
poems are fine.
Very intentional.
She's gonna be very deliberate.
Absolutely.
And she's the type of person you almost wish she gets a set. Every time she does a poem, you're like, just give her a set.
Just give her a set. Yeah.
Because she's gonna curate a whole bunch of things that you need to put together for them to really get the full taste.
And her timing is impeccable. Wow. It literally ended at like 9 and some change. I was like,
Wow.
and she did several pieces actually.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So shout out to Lady Sarcasm.
Shout out to the Art of Conversation as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Poetry podcast.
Now we have Steph Zion.
Steph Zion.
I never met Steph before. Steph was new as well. Shout out to her. She did phenomenal in utilizing her time with her introduction as well as her pieces. Kind of just flowed. Definitely. I can't wait to go back in and really listen to
her stuff,
a little bit more.
Yeah, I want to hear her stuff again too, because I think that was whenever I was getting into a conversation with Brandon or something outside. I missed most of her set. But she's always great.
It was definitely pieces about finding herself. Definitely.
For sure.
But shout out to Steph for sure. And then you have Keynote. Keynote gives me that Charm City Slam type feel. Yeah. She was very aggressive with her. I was like, oh.
Keynote's first piece I've heard like 2 times already. Every time I hear it, it's a movie. It's a movie. That's the way I think about it. You get like the slam vibe. She's actually on the New Jeru slam team. We didn't get to see them at the National Slam this year, but they're fire.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's definitely a storyteller. Like, but in that slam sense. So she's found her little twist with it. Absolutely. It's like, I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm gonna really tell it.
Yeah.
Like we're having a conversation sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And she's really good.
She did, the last piece she did was kind of making this connection to like the poetry open mic being a sort of like church community, which I thought was really interesting.
I can't wait to edit that and really dive into her pieces again. They were phenomenal.
For sure.
Shout out to Keynote.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But we have Bella. Bella Speaks from Houston, all the way from Houston.
Yo, she was a firecracker.
Yes, I love her energy. She's so bubbly. Yeah. She's such a nice person. And she just, oh gosh, she's another one just like Jessica. They could go for 30 minutes.
Sheesh.
Man, I was just like, whoa. Her pieces were phenomenal. I love the confidence in it. I love how she is not afraid to be authentically herself all the way around. She's always going to walk in her faith and just always be positive and optimistic about everything. Shout out to her. Her pieces were beautiful. And it's funny because her submission piece, I needed more. I was like, it was like such a short piece. And I was like, it's almost like a Instagram reel in a sense. And I was like, no, but she happened to drop her information as far as her website of herself, and I happened to click it. And as soon as you click it, there was a YouTube link, and the performance was there. I was like, that should have been the submission. So me being me was like, I'm gonna use this as a submission because it's like I was like,
it's your show, Trish.
Yeah. And there was a tiny little tug of pull to just get her, and I was like, what you got from me, honey? Like, come on. I'm trying to tell you, like, cause I could feel it. Like she had it. I could feel it. I was like, I'm trying to.
She's an entertainer.
Yes.
She's a performer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like the level of energy that she brings out.
Absolutely.
She was incredible.
Shout out to Bella from Houston.
Bella the ball.
And then we're going to go down to the ace. Shout out to Smiles.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smiles. Number 1 still on YouTube, on DTL's channel.
And her video, right?
Absolutely. And believe it or not, I met Smiles. She came to DTL. That's how I met her. I didn't meet her before that. Yeah. Came to DTL and performed that piece on our platform first and foremost and nowhere else. And it has been trending tremendously. People in Africa, people in so many different places and countries. Shout out to her. I'm so blessed to just be able to listen to that and have that opportunity of her there. Smiles featured on our platform for the first time this year prior to this event.
And that was the one I went to.
Right.
That was the first DTL I ever went to, was the one that she featured on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I went specifically to support her.
Yeah.
I think I was there with a couple other the right poets, but yeah.
Smiles is a gift. Especially in the newer era of poets.
For sure.
So it's like, you can, especially being in only 3 years, I can see the levels. The generations coming in, the generations that are going up. It's just phenomenal, kind of be in that in between.
For sure.
Smiles, shout out to her. She always performs beautifully.
Yeah, she did a great job.
She does an amazing job. She's got it.
Yeah.
She's got it. She's gonna go so far. I'm so proud of her.
She already has.
Yeah.
But she is good. Yeah, I mean,
She's gonna go further.
For sure.
absolutely.
For
She's
sure.
going to be on that national kind of scale.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smiles.
Love you, Smiles.
We love you.
And then you had J. Rose.
Yep. We had J. Rose, who took
From
the
New
place.
York?
Yep, from New York. She's the curator for Rose Gardens, open mics and showcases, and then she also has the Legends event with it, which is now going on its 3rd annual
Yeah.
this year.
And I keep hearing about this as like counterbalance to oracles. Like that there's some similarity
Absolutely.
to that, as well as what Poetry Me Please is doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where it's like the big showcase once a year is
Yes.
kind of what Legends is. So
And New York has such a big support system when it comes to the
Oh my
creative
gosh.
community.
Oh,
Like
crazy.
we don't have as much in Philly. The
we
way
got more
that
poets.
yeah, yeah.
We have a higher percentage of people who identify as artists themselves than just fans of the art.
Right.
Whereas New York is,
And
I mean, it's like 5 times the size of Philly. So
J. Rose popped up by coincidence. She had a interview in Jersey.
Oh.
And just so happened to say, hey, she texted me that morning. She's like, I'm going to come see you. And I was like, oh, yay. Shout out to J. Rose. She's also been about, I want to say 9-10 years in the game.
For sure.
And she's been like a big sister mentor for me as a curator. And she just happened to, Mo gave up his slot for her.
Oh.
So
okay.
and that was generous to him because I know he wasn't feeling well that day as well.
Yeah.
I see.
But J. Rose is very intentional. She does so much. Like I said, as an artist, she's a curator. She teaches poetry at a women's correctional facility.
Wow.
She does a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot. She has her own first self-published book. She tours. She gets booked. She does it all. And having her spoken word album as well.
For sure.
And yeah, a part of Grammy nominations. Shout out to
She
her.
was a forerunner on that stuff.
So definitely shout out to J. Rose. Make sure you guys tap in with her.
Yeah, I got to get up to Rose Garden. I got to.
Get up to
There's
New
so
York.
many places I'm supposed to like. Yo, let me tap in. I'm like, man, I've it's hard to
You got
do
a
it
kid
all.
now too, you know.
Yeah,
So do
that's what I'm
I.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we still listen. Parents can do it too.
Maybe he gets older and I can take him with me. That's different.
For sure.
Thank you for running through the open mic. We don't have a ton of time left, but I do just want to like sit for a moment.
Yeah.
Red Line, Brandon Leak. They did a featured set. I think in light of the time because everybody was going.
Yeah.
A little long. It's fine. But it was a packed showcase.
Yeah.
10 artists, all doing at least 10 minutes. Some doing like 15. By the time we got to them, like everybody was cooked, but they are so good. Nobody left.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, nah, we're not leaving.
We came for
I
them.
don't care that it's been 4 hours. Like we're here.
Yeah.
But I think what was really fun was because their time was, they both felt that like,
Yeah.
we got to give these people something quick and good. They decided to do a combined set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I'll do a poem, then you do a poem, I'll do a poem, you do a poem. And pick your poem based upon the poem I just did.
Jeez.
And it was really, really dope. And the way that they intro into the pieces, they're like two of the best at that.
Yes.
Where they like build a cohesive story, like they're set designers, not just great poets that have great poems. Like they really know how to create sets.
Yeah.
They did that on the fly. They did that right before they went up, couple minute conversation, and then on the fly. And And it was like, you could have thought that they toured with that act together, you know?
Right.
But they absolutely murdered it. I mean, we could spend an hour just talking about their set.
They demolished the stage, and it was just phenomenal to watch that experience. Nobody's ever done that on DTL stage. That was the first time ever. And then at some point, I thought I didn't know exactly when they were done, and I cut it off, and then Red went back. I was like, "Is this a poem? Wait a minute, turn it back on."
Yeah.
And he was like, "It's good, it's good, it's good." I was like,
everything's a poem.
I was like, man,
yeah.
Listen, but it was one of the most phenomenal things to watch. And even when we went to Tiff's bakery after I turned the camera on just to kind of see it, and they looked and they were like, whoa. Because people can see what's going on the stage, but when you're behind that lens,
yes.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I mean, in my business a little bit, y'all, I've been going through some things over the last few months, and like, I needed to be in the room for that. It was just, it was like they were watching and listening in my life. So, Brandon, Red, thank you so much, personally. Oh my gosh.
Impactful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're two of the best to ever do it. I love the overlapping set thing. We did a tour together, AVG and I, as well as the rest of the Right Poets, and we felt that was such an advantage to do an overlapping set together while we were on tour, because it constantly cleansed the palette for the next person, and like nobody got bored of any individual poet or poetry itself, because it was so dynamic going back and forth. And it felt that way with Brandon and Red. Like, you could just tell, man, these two have a deep connection and friendship off stage.
Right.
Even if I didn't know that.
That's it.
Because like, we've been on, 3-way calls together, even when we were trying to work out the Oracle situation to get Brandon this year. Without Red, that doesn't happen, right? Like, Red was our advocate in that way. So and they're very good friends, but it was fun to see friendship
absolutely
displayed on a stage like that. And I would be curious how you're going to end up splitting it up, because where their poems start is up for debate. Because of the way that they do their transitions, right? Like,
for sure.
Oh, man.
You can hear it if you're really listening for it. But a lot of times the intro into that place is just as a part of the performance for them as the poem itself.
Exactly.
Honestly, it probably would be just easy for me to make it one big movie, honestly, and then, chop it up for
It'd be
social media.
Crazy,
Yes. Yes.
And if you want to watch the whole thing, you got to go to the channel.
That's it.
You got to watch.
Like, put the chapters in the video, but 130-minute thing. So.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Red, Brandon, amazing. AVG, I appreciate your vulnerability, even just talking about the ways that their set impacted you. That's kind of where we want to always land every one of these episodes. At the end of the day, we don't just want to say, hey, this event went well, but what was the impact? I know for me, it was fun to see those conversations with those couple people that came up to me around my set, my poems. But I think for me, it was the impact of a reminder of how much this Renaissance thing is real right now.
Yes.
For artists of faith. In poetry in Philadelphia. Obviously Texas and California were the features, but in our city, there's such an uptick of people who are trying to make sense of their faith or writing from a faith perspective. I mean, just going through that list, how many of those poems, how many of those performances out of that 10 were aimed at that goal? For sure. I think that was what I felt leaving DTL August 10th was, we not alone anymore.
There's people like us.
We not out here on an island. Praise God.
That's it.
Serving and Smiles and Lady K and like, it's just amazing when you think about it.
Exactly.
Even in a space that's not necessarily intentionally trying to do that, that this is the outcome. It says something. It's got to say something.
For sure.
I was working the day, but just like you, ABG, I was going through a rock bottom in my life where, I know I still had to put my hat on. And even, shout out to Red and Brandon being just very close friends of mine, in terms of my personal life. And just making sure that they, still kept their hands on me, as soon as Brandon see me, he's like, come on, let's pray about it.
Stuff.
And I was just like, whew. And it was the first time for me, in my faith, in my spirituality, is just like the first time I actually reached out to my friends was like, I need prayer right now. Like, I know the show's about to start, but I need this, like right now, in this moment where we stand. And it's one thing when, you pray to yourself, you keep a lot of things to yourself, but I'm learning in this season that it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask your friends for help. For even just a simple, like, I get my circle of people text me and it's like, how's your heart? So it was a very, very impactful day for me. And even listening to all the features and all the open, the open mics was just like, I needed to be here. I needed to be here. So shout out to everyone that was on that stage. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Red. Shout out to you, Scott. Because, Scott being on that stage and in that room, I wouldn't be here in this podcast right now if it weren't for Scott. So, the ways of alignment. And I'm just walking into such a new season where doors have closed and doors are now opening, and this is just, it's a beautiful thing to see and to feel.
That's good.
So, yeah, it was very impactful.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited, Trish. I think it's been fun to see you navigate this faith thing again, because it's always been a part of your background and upbringing story, but it's fun for you to kind of, in the context of relationship and friendship with people like Red, make sense of it. Thinking back to the food stuff after Oracles and our time together there, like it's just fun to see, like, God's clearly speaking to you and trying to get your attention on some things and wading you through some challenging seasons. Not to put your business out there at all, but like, I think a lot of times in that valley place, in that low place, in that place of I'm weak right now, that's where God's voice shows up the most. And I don't know, I don't want to speak for you in that, but that's been really fun for me to watch as somebody who is cheering you on, curator to curator, benefits from friendship, right? Like, you're throwing DTL, I'm on it. I get to promote Oracles, vice versa, right? You come to creatives or Two Lines, you get to let people know about, like, there's a mutuality curator to curator in general. So many of us have friendships and relationships because we're really not competing with one another, like, at all. Trying to reach a whole city with what we do. But deeper than that, I think it's praying for you, thinking about you, excited to see where God takes you. It's
definitely I'm in my uncomfortable season. Definitely. And shout out to Red. He gives me my word of the day every time. Every time when I talk to him. And at some point I was in confusion and I was just like, so is this what it means to, is this what it feels like when you say, Jesus, take the wheel? And Red was like, what did you do? And I was like, huh? He's like, what did you do? And I said, I think a couple weeks ago, I was like, I surrender. I don't know where to go. Take me where I need to go. And I've been in this silence and just coasting wherever I'm supposed to go. It's very uncomfortable for me, somebody that always has things figured out, and I'm just like, now I have a plan, but the plan is like subtle. It's like we're not gonna panic. We're gonna just coast.
Put the sail up. Right?
That's good.
Put the sail up on the boat. Our faith journey is not a motorboat type of thing. It's a sailboat, right? Like, you need God to bring that wind. And a lot of times that wind is going in a direction that you are not trying to head. That's where it takes you.
So deep in responsibility, I forgot to appreciate life. And that's where I'm at. It's like, I'm very intentional with appreciating life to its fullest. And for my kid as well. So it's like business, personal, it's just everything. I'm like, there's so much that I feel like I've missed. And, life isn't promised tomorrow. So go for it.
It's good. Listen, thank you guys so much for being a part of this episode, both of you. Shout out to DTL, Dare to Listen, August 10th.
For sure.
It was a vibe. Shout out to Red and Brandon, Leak, love you both to life. Everybody that was on the lineup, all the people that came, the folks that came up after the show, the people who went and bought tickets to Oracles at the event. That was dope.
Yeah.
A lot of people did that actually and are coming in April of 2026 to our event. So just a great time. Thank you so much for having me, Trish. Thanks for picking me out of the hat of people you could have picked. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Stay on the lookout for everything that we have going on. If you're here listening to this podcast because you're fans of DTL or you know AVG, but you don't know about this thing, Ripe Creatives, please jump on our website, ripecreatives.com. Consider giving to partner with us. Your support is what enables us to go do an event like DTL, right? To send our artists out to perform in different places. Your support goes a long way. And thank you to Top Mop Productions. Shout out to the man behind the glass case of emotion over there, doing all the editing and producing of this podcast. We appreciate you, Jarrett. And thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, stay right.
Boy, that's it. Yeah, I'm done with the games. I thought this was
You can learn more about Ripe Creatives and support our ministry by visiting our website, ripecreatives.com. To never miss a future episode, you can join our community text line by texting Time is Ripe to 215-273-3540. Time is Ripe is produced, recorded, edited, and released by Top Mop Productions. We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
living my purpose. Know that I'm the best to do it when I'm living the service. Once you see light, you understand that sin is whack. Be aware, wolves plotting on the next attack. Armor of God, give me the word. I'm always strapped. My brother's able, never question if I got his back.